Good morning and welcome back to S&J Family Homestead. I know it's been a while since I put out a video. I've been really busy trying to get the garden in. It has been about 90 something degrees here in southern Michigan and very dry. I was diagnosed with gout. Some of you who know me personally know this. I was diagnosed with gout a couple years ago, and extreme heat and extreme cold makes my gout really flare up, and I've been struggling with it. And it's just, you just deal with it. It's part of life. So I haven't really brought out my camera much to do much of anything because I've been putting a lot of emphasis on trying to get the garden planted in the mornings. And that way when it's hot, I can be in the house where it's cooler and get off my feet. So that's what I've been doing. I'm almost done. I've got some more tomatoes I need to get planted. Trying to think of what else I need to get planted. I've got some glass gem corn that I want to plant and another section of sweet corn to plant. And I think that's almost about it. I was going to put down some more weed fabric down this morning to kind of finish up the garden. We just got some cheapo just to get by for the rest of the year. Probably next year we'll get another roll of the really good heavy duty woven fabric and put that down and finish up the garden. But for right now, we're just trying to make it through this year. I was going to put some more down, but the wind picked up, and trying to put that stuff down when it's that windy is just impossible. So I thought, well, it's a nice cool morning and I want to do some preserving. This year I am actually not going to be probably doing as much preserving as I normally do, just because of everybody knows there's a lid shortage, and I'm struggling to find lids myself. So yeah, this year my theme of gardening is going to be fresh eating. We'll be eating a lot out of the garden this year. In past years, we do eat a lot out of the garden, but this year my main focus is going to be specifically growing for fresh eating instead of preserving. I'll do a lot of preserving still, but it's going to be a little more tricky this year just because of not having lids. So it'll be interesting. So today I'm going to be preserving chives. Now, I have looked into how to preserve my chives. We really enjoy having our chives to eat during the summer, and I actually bought freeze-dried chives at the store for the winter, and they were kind of expensive. I want to say for a little tiny jar was like, I think it was like almost $5. Now, I don't have a freeze dryer. I would like to get one eventually someday, but that's just not in the cards right now. So last year I actually preserved my chives in two different ways. One was dehydrating, and the other was I froze some. The dehydrated ones, they were really good. But I found that if you were going to put them like on a baked potato or something, you really had to put them on there and let them sit for a while. Otherwise, they were kind of splintery and kind of hard. They still had great flavor. They had the best flavor. But to me, I just didn't enjoy it as much because they were just they kind of like shattered in your mouth when you chewed on them. So that's the best way I can use to describe them. And who wants to eat splinters? So that really didn't work for me. So I also froze them. I froze them individually and then poured those into a jar, and that worked really well until you wanted to have like dinner and you wanted to put them all on your potatoes, and those chives sat out. Those frozen chives sat out in your little jar for a little bit, and they kind of thawed, and then you had a clump. Then I had a clump of chives in my jar, and that just didn't work either. Up until that, if I wanted to add them into a dish, that worked great. But as far as like using them for like my potatoes or something like that, my baked potatoes, it just didn't work out well for that. So I was looking through some videos, and I will, if I can figure out how to do it, I will link that video to the bottom of this so you can kind of see better of how to do this. The name for it, I'm not even going to try to pronounce of how, the method. It's either Korean or Japanese. I'm not sure. I can't remember what it is. So anyway, I'll link that video down. But for right now, I'm going to try that get my chives taken care of. And this way, I should be able to use them all winter long instead of having to buy them. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. So let's go over by my chives. Alright, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see these. I need to weed them. It's on my list of things to do. I'm not sure why that's in there. But yeah, we have all this wonderful burdock here. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to harvest these and give them a nice haircut. Now these have already gone to flower. I could put these seeds in the ground if I wanted to. What I'm going to be separating... That was rude. What I'm going to be separating these out, I am going to take these flower stems out of here. When you have the flower stems and they develop their flowers, they get kind of hard and kind of woody. So they're not really worth eating. You can eat the flowers. We were actually coming out here and we would eat these flowers, and they're really good. But they definitely have a bite to them. So if you're going to eat them, I would recommend putting them in like a salad or cooking with them or something. Unless you like the bite. But I'll just caution you, they do have a bite to them. So on these, grass, you're just going to cut them down at the base. Give them a good haircut. I was meaning to do this earlier, and I just have been so busy, so I haven't done it. We've been eating off of these. Ooh, they smell good. Woo! We have been eating off of these. I've gotten them for baked potatoes and cooking them with them. I got grass in there. I'll pull that out. I'm not going to preserve that. But with these, you'll want to cut them down as far as you can go. They'll grow right back. You're not eating my chives now, are you? And once I get my garden planted, my next project will be starting to clean up some of this stuff. Okay. And then these will grow right back. So I'm not cutting them off like that is not going to hurt them at all. I do need to get this burdock out of here though. That's going to be fun. Alrighty, let's go take these in the house. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be doing with these is we're going to be chopping these. I did not wash these. I didn't really need to. If you do wash these, you are going to want to make sure they're dry really good before the next step, well, the last step, I guess. Some of the ends are yellow on these. And I don't think it matters, like, how small you chop these, I don't think. It kind of just, I guess, would be, like, personal preference. And I might have to sharpen my knife before I do this. So I might just do this instead of being all fancy. So yeah, I'm gonna chop mine up a little bit bigger. You could probably do it a little bit smaller if you wanted. But it's up to you. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to sharpen this knife. Let's see. Here's one of the flower ones, and let's see. You hear the difference in that? Yeah, these are a little, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but these are a little bit thicker than your normal chives. So yeah, we're gonna throw those out. So all of the flowers, all of the weeds. That was pretty yellow. I'll just get rid of that one. So that is what my next project will be, is to go through all of these and get these all chopped up and get them all in here. And then I will show you the next step in making these and preserving these. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sharpen my knife first. I should have done it before and I thought about it, but I didn't. So I'm gonna sharpen this knife, and then I will come back and I will show you what next we need to do. Alright, so I have all of my chives are now all chopped up in this bowl. And now I'm getting ready to put them in my jar. So what I'm going to do.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, baby. That's a big
You
piece.
like this cup?
Yep, I like your cup. Don't do that, Titus. Don't play with Mommy's camera. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to put like a layer of chives in there. I'll put you some way. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt in there. This is pink Himalayan salt. You can use regular white salt if that's what you prefer to use. We like using the pink Himalayan, so that is what we are going to use. And then I'm going to layer this, and also ask Autumn to help you. Another thing is, if you want this to be a little bit more salty, you can put more in it. It all depends on how salty you like things. I've got little ones, so I don't want to make this too salty, especially since this is the first time I've ever made this. Sorry, my eye itches. Alright, and that might be about all I'm going to put in that one. So I'm going to put I'm going to put this in the other in my other jar. I've got another jar here that I'm going to put this in, and then I'll see what I do. But the next step will be to warm up your oil. I'm going to be using grapeseed oil. You can use avocado oil. You can use sunflower oil. You can use olive oil. Olive oil, you know, might have a little bit of a stronger taste in it, but if that doesn't bother you, you can use that. I would not recommend canola or vegetable. Those two, they are not good for you. Please don't. So use whatever oil you want, but I do not recommend those two. And I am going to be using grapeseed oil. This will work for us. And you'll want to get this on your stove and heat this up. And you'll know it's warm enough when you take you can take one of these chives and you'll put it in the oil, and it will kind of like act like it's frying it. Then you will know that it is hot enough. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started heating up on the stove, fill my other jar, and then I will be right back with and show you what we're going to be doing. Hot. This is very, very, very hot. Alright, so our oil is all ready to go, and I want you to move back, Catherine. Catherine, I want you to move back, because this is very hot. So then what you're going to do is, I think I should, hang on. Watch out. I don't want my jars to bust on the cold table, just in case.
Gonna have to restart.
Alright. And we stand back. Now it's going to cook in there a little bit. I might put some more oil in that. I just wasn't sure how much to put in there, but I think it needs a little bit more. So I'm going to heat up a little bit more. All right, so I got a little bit more oil. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. Go. I'll put this back on the stove. Alright. So then the next step is to take something and you're just going to stir it up to make sure that the chives and the oil and the salt all get really mixed in there. Oh my goodness, this smells amazing. Oh. Yeah, this is gonna be, I bet this tastes really good. Oh, it smells so good. Oh yeah. Okay, so if you're wondering, can you put this on the shelf? No, you cannot put this on the shelf. It will not, it is not shelf stable. You will have to keep this in the freezer. Or, I mean, the refrigerator. But, one other thing that you could do is, if you, like I've got 2 jars here, I'm probably going to put one of these in the fridge and then put the other one in the freezer. You can freeze these, and then whenever you're ready for to bring one of these out to use it, you can just bring it out and put it in the refrigerator and it'll thaw and you'll be able to use that. So that is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to probably sorry, technical difficulties. Anyway, so yeah, so what you're going to want to do is put one of these in, or what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put one of these in the refrigerator, and then the other one I'm going to put in the freezer for use for later. I also have some Chinese chives that I want to do the same thing with, and I'll probably put both of those into the freezer as well for use over the winter. And when my chives grow back up, I'll cut them off again and do this once more. And hopefully I'll have a whole bunch of these in the freezer. Then I can just pull out during the winter and be able to use it instead of having to buy it. But this is one way that you can preserve these so that you don't have to buy them from the store. So right now I'm just going to cover this up so I don't get bugs or anything that decide they want in there. And I'm going to let these cool because I do not want to put these hot jars just into a cold fridge or freezer. So they're going to need to cool down, and then I'll put a lid and a ring on it. And like I said, one of them's going to go in the refrigerator. We're thinking of having some hamburgers tonight, so we might put some of those chives on our hamburgers tonight to see how we really like this preservation method. But it smells amazing. So I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to taste it. And thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope you learned something new, and hopefully you can be able to preserve your chives like this as well and be able to use yours throughout the window. Or through the winter, sorry. So, thank you for hanging out with me. We'll talk to you later. Bye.